So good morning dear cadets. Today I am going to teach you the electron gain enthalpy of halogen. Okay. So electron gain enthalpy is also known as electron affinity. What is this one? Electron affinity. So till 10th class electron affinity word is famous, but in higher class electron gain enthalpy word is used. Do you understand the meaning of electron gain enthalpy? In the previous groups already I taught you. What is the electron gain enthalpy? It is the amount of energy released when an extra electron is added to the outermost shell of an isolated gaseous atom. So the amount of energy released, what is the meaning of this one? Means delta H is negative. This is one type of exothermic reaction. So is of gaining of electron, more amount of energy will be released. Means if an atom easily gain electron, so the amount of energy released in compensation of that or after the result of that would be more. Okay, are you getting my point or not? Means if an atom easily gain electron, their electron gain enthalpy would be highly negative. Okay, so here just try to understand, halogens are the members of 17 group. Okay, 17 group, and their electron gain enthalpy is highly negative or more. Why? So the first question is this one only. Electron gain enthalpy of halogen is very high. Why? Same question can be asked in this way also. Electron gain enthalpy of halogen is highly negative, delta H negative. Why? It is written here. So try to understand. Their question and answer both are very easy. Try to understand. Electron gain enthalpy of halogen is highly negative because of two reasons. Just see. What is their general electronic configuration? Their general electronic configuration is EC NS2NP5. Okay, that is their general electronic configuration. So since their general electronic configuration is NS2N5, means p orbital is just short of one electron to have complete octet or electronic configuration just like a noble gas. So they have got the great tendency to gain one electron. Okay, try to understand. They are just short of one electron, so they will gain that electron and they will complete their octet. That is why when they gain electron easily, huge amount of energy is released. This is the first reason to have more negative electron gain enthalpy. More negative means amount of energy is released in more amount. Okay, means delta H value is more negative. This is the first reason. What is the second reason? Second reason, just see, as we move left to right in the periodic table, atomic size decreases and nuclear charge increases. So just see, being a member of 17 group, their atomic size is small. So since their atomic size is small, they have got great attraction for the incoming electron. Means electron which is to be added to the halogen, they have got the great attraction. So easily they will gain electron. The moment they easily gain electron, more amount of energy is released. So in a nutshell, what we can say, halogens have got the more electron gain enthalpy or more negative electron gain enthalpy because of two reasons. Number one, because they have just short of one electron to have complete octet. So since they require one electron and very easily they will gain that electron, that is why their electron gain enthalpy is very high. Second one is due to small size. Okay, and now you know, just see, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, that is the member of, they are the member of 17 group. So down the group, delta H electron gain enthalpy become less negative. Electron gain enthalpy become less negative. Why? Just see, here question is written, electron gain enthalpy of halogen becomes less negative down the group. Why? Means what is there? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Okay, so as we come down the group, delta H value become less negative. Okay, delta H EZ, we can write delta H Eg, this become less negative. Why? Because size increases. Down the group, what is happening? Atomic size increases. Since atomic size increases, so their tendency to gain electron decreases. That is why their electron gain enthalpy decreases. Simple answer. Okay. So I hope that you can write the answer of this question. Okay. Next question is, electron gain enthalpy of chlorine is more negative than fluorine. So if you see, because of small size, halogens gain electron easily. So if this is the parameter, then fluorine could have the more negative electron gain enthalpy. But in real practice, electron gain enthalpy of chlorine is more negative than fluorine. Electron gain enthalpy of chlorine is more negative than fluorine. Why? Just see. Are you getting my point or not? Fluorine should have been the more electron gain enthalpy than that of chlorine. But here who is having? Chlorine is having more electron gain enthalpy. So same question I discussed in 16 group also, oxygen and sulfur case. Okay, so just try to understand the size of fluorine. Same place question also I told you that will discuss this question in the halogen. Okay, of course oxygen and sulfur I have discussed there itself. Fluorine and chlorine also I have discussed. Again I am discussing, since the size of fluorine is small. So just see, here I am making, this is fluorine atom. How many cells are there? 2 cells are there. So in first cell how many electron? 2 electron. Second cell how many electron? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Atomic number of fluorine is 9. So just see, when this incoming electron coming here, so since their size is small, so these electron means fluorine electron, outermost cells electron, they repel the incoming electron. Okay, they repel the incoming electron. That is why fluorine does not accept the incoming electron. This is the reason that fluorine electron gain enthalpy is less negative than chlorine. So what you will write the answer of this one? The answer of this one is, since the size of fluorine is small, that is why their outermost cells electron repel the incoming electron. Hence fluorine does not accept the incoming electron easily. Hence less amount of energy is released. Since chlorine size is large, that is why, just see, this is the fluorine structure. What about chlorine structure? Chlorine is like that. First cell, 2 cell, and this is third cell. In third cell what is there? 7 electron only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what is there? As compared to chlorine size is large. So since chlorine size is large, so incoming electron will be gained by the outermost cell. Inter-electronic repulsion is not there. Okay, so this electron will be gained by the outermost cell in case of chlorine. That is why their electron gain enthalpy is more, means more amount of energy will be released. You just remember, if an atom easily gain electron, so the amount of energy released will be more. Fluorine gains electron but with difficulty. That is why their electron gain enthalpy is, amount of energy released is less. Chlorine gain electron happily with ease. That is why the amount of energy released is more. And the amount of energy released is more means electron gain enthalpy is more. So this is all about the electron gain enthalpy, and many times this question has been asked in the board exam. So please be remember. Thank you. Here I wrote the order of electron gain enthalpy also. Just see here. Fluorine is smaller than chlorine. Now chlorine is greater than bromine. Bromine is greater than iodine. So which has got the least electron gain enthalpy? Iodine, due to bigger size. This is the order. Okay. Are you getting my point or not? This is, in this way you should write. Remember this order. Okay. Now next one is metallic and non-metallic character of halogens. So next physical trends of halogen group is electronegativity, and you know the meaning of electronegativity. tendency to attract the shared paired electron towards itself. So as far as electronegativity is concerned, the fluorine is the most electronegative elements of the periodic table, not only among the halogen. In entire periodic table, fluorine is the most electronegative elements. The next one is, so try to understand order I have written here. There is no there is no need to explain electronegativity in great length because already I have taught you. Next one is metallic and non-metallic character. Metallic and non-metallic character. So just see, 17 group is the last but one group. So of course they are the non-metallic group only, but down the group little bit variation is there. So just see, fluorine being a first member, that is the strongest non-metal. What is this one? Strongest non-metal. What about chlorine? Strong non-metal. What about bromine? Non-metal only, non-metal. Neither very strong nor very weak. Iodine, least non-metallic and having partially metallic character. Having partially metallic character. So just see, this is the amazing fact. Entire 17 group is known as non-metallic group. But iodine being a halogen, it is exhibiting some metallic character. Not only this one, you might have seen the positive oxidation state of iodine. There are so many compounds where iodine is exhibiting positive oxidation state. Not only this one, some metallic luster is also there. What is the color of iodine? Dark violet. Its color is dark violet. Some metallic luster is there. So here I have summarized 3 points. Fluorine is the most electronegative element of the periodic table. Chlorine is having the highest electron gain enthalpy. Fluorine is not there. Chlorine is having the highest electron gain enthalpy, and iodine is having metallic luster being a halogen, despite being a halogen. So this is all about the metallic and non-metallic character. And you know that down the group metallic character increases because size increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. So they have got the tendency to lose electron. Okay. Now the most important aspect of halogen is color, their color. Okay. So just see, last year we have explained the color on the basis of excitation of electron from lower energy level to higher energy level. Okay. Now in Bohr's theory we have studied or not that when electron gain energy from outermost cell source, then electron jump from lower energy level to higher energy level. They stay there 10 raised to the power minus 12 second. Afterwards they come back to their original energy state. While coming back, whatever amount of energy they gained, they emit, and same radiation when recorded on photographic plate, that in which particular wavelength that emergent radiation fall, that is their color. The best example is sodium. Sodium color is yellow because it emerges to line in photographic plate, and the wavelength of those lines belongs to the yellow wavelength. Okay, that was the color theory for the metals. Now here, for explaining the color of halogen, complementary color theory should be used. Complementary, not supplementary, complementary color theory. And I think you are aware about the complementary color theory. What are the complementary color theory? Means pair of two contrast color, opposite color. Okay, means if one element absorbing violet color, so that their pair is there, their emergent, what you can say, their color will be opposite of that one. If violet has absorbed, so its color will be yellow, because yellow color is the complementary color of violet. Similarly, complementary color of blue is red. Okay, here also variation is there, like light yellow, dark yellow, light blue, dark blue. So for them one wagon wheel is there. That is only complementary color theory. So here the color of halogen will be explained on the basis of complementary color theory. Fluorine color is light yellow. Okay, fluorine color is light yellow. Chlorine color is greenish yellow. Bromine color is reddish brown. Iodine color is dark violet. Okay, so I will explain on the basis of complementary color theory only. Here little bit I have tried to explain you what is the complementary color theory. In the wagon wheel so many colors are there, but I did not write here full colors. The color which I require, that color I wrote here. Try to understand. Here also excitation of electron is there. It doesn't mean that excitation of electron is not there. It is there, but here emergent radiation is not there, which should be recorded on photographic plate. Just see. Fluorine among the halogen is having the smallest size. Okay, so just try to understand. It will absorb the radiation from visible spectra. Visible spectra means blue to red. Okay, blue to red only radiation it will absorb. So since fluorine atomic size is small, okay, so their electrons, outermost electrons are attracted toward the nucleus. Okay, so to excite electron, outermost cell electron in higher energy level, it requires the radiation which is having more energy. Which is having more energy. Are you getting my point or not? So just see, blue to red. Blue to red. There is a relation. More the wavelength, less will be the energy. More the wavelength, less will be the energy. That this formula is there na, violet, indigo, VIB, means you know this one. Violet, indigo, red. That one word is there. So fluorine being is smallest in size, it requires more amount of energy. For what? To excite their electron from lower energy level to higher energy level. Now try to understand here. So which is having more energy? Which is having violet color. So just see, fluorine will absorb the violet color radiation to excite their electron from lower energy level to higher energy level. Okay. So now if it will absorb the violet color complementary color is light yellow. That is why fluorine color is light yellow. Are you getting my point or not? So violet color complementary color is light yellow. Okay, so it has absorbed violet color because violet is having more energy and fluorine require more energy for excitation of electron. Okay, now same is the case with chlorine. As compared to fluorine, it requires less energy for excitation of their outermost cells electron. So it will absorb greenish yellow. Greenish, it will not absorb greenish yellow. It will absorb the other, means a different violet color. Here I wrote violet. Violet may be dark violet, light violet. Okay, like that. It will absorb the other color radiation. Okay, and now whatever color radiation it will absorb, their complementary color is greenish yellow. So their color is greenish yellow. Same is the case with bromine. Bromine actually it absorbs the red color. Okay, so its complementary color is reddish brown. What about iodine? Just see, iodine size is large. Okay, iodine size is large. So large size atom require less energy to excite their electron from lower energy level to higher energy level. So just see, iodine require less energy. So it will absorb yellow color, light yellow color radiation from the visible spectra. That is why light yellow color complementary color is violet. That is why it appears dark violet. Okay, so I hope that you have got. In the wagon field, it is better. I hope that in the physics you might have got the idea of complementary color theory. But remember this one, we don't require this one in other places. Only in halogen case we require. Iodine size is large. So since iodine size is large, so it requires less amount of energy for excitation of electron from lower energy level to higher energy level. So it will absorb the radiation which is having less energy. So the light yellow is the color. and if it will absorb light yellow, so its complementary color is violet. That is why its color is dark violet. So this is all about the colors of halogen. So colors of halogen can be explained on the basis of complementary color theory of halogens or complementary color theory of colors. Okay, over. The next one very important thing is oxidation state. Remember, among the halogen, only one halogen, that is the fluorine, which always exhibit the -1 oxidation state. It will never exhibit the positive oxidation state. Rest other halogen, they will exhibit the -1. In addition to the -1, they will exhibit +1, +3, +5, +7. So why they are exhibiting +1, +3, +5, +7 in addition to the -1 oxidation state? Actually they should have exhibited only -1 oxidation state, but they are exhibiting in addition to the -1, they are exhibiting +1, +3, +5, +7. So that oxidation state, I will tell you, they are exhibiting because they have got the vacant d orbital. Fluorine is not having vacant d orbital. That is why it is exhibiting only -1 oxidation state. It cannot expand their oxidation state due to lack of d orbital. So dear cadets, now oxidation state of halogen. So just see, the most stable oxidation state of halogen is -1 only, because their general electronic configuration is ns2np5. So they gain 1 electron and complete their p orbital, because they are, just see, it is written here, they are just short of 1 electron from their stable electronic configuration. So they require 1 electron, they will gain and they will complete their octet. Now just see second point. In addition to the -1 oxidation state, they exhibit +1, +3, +5, +7 oxidation state. Where they are exhibiting? Most of the cases they will exhibit -1 only, but there are certain category of compounds like oxo acids. Oxo acids will tell you what are the oxo acids. These are the oxo acids: HOCl, HOClO, HOClO2, okay, HOClO3. This can be written HClO4. This can be written HOClO3. This can be written HClO2. This can be written HClO. Okay, so just try to understand, these are oxo acids of halogen. Like here the halogen is +1, here +3, here +5 chlorine, here +7. Okay, so just see, in oxo acid they are exhibiting the positive oxidation state. There is one more category of compound, and this is there in your syllabus, you will study, that is known as interhalogen compound. There also they will exhibit the positive oxidation state. And some of the oxides, like just see, Cl2O7, what is the oxidation state of chlorine here? +7. So in some of means in oxo acids, in interhalogen compounds, and in some of oxides, halogens are exhibiting +1, +3, +5 and +7 oxidation state. Fluorine is the only halogen which never exhibit the positive oxidation state. It always exhibit the -1 oxidation state. Always remember, it only exhibit the -1 oxidation state. Okay, why fluorine is not exhibiting the +1, +3, +5, +7 oxidation state? Due to lack of d orbital. Since d orbital is not there, hence it cannot expand their oxidation state. Okay, so fluorine is the only halogen which always exhibit the -1 oxidation state. It never exhibit the positive oxidation state like +1, +3, +5 and +7 due to lack of d orbital. Okay, and now just see, to explain you how the halogens are exhibiting +1, +3, +5 and +7 oxidation state, just see here. This is halogen. X means what is there? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Okay, their general electronic configuration is ns2np5. So in ground state, this is their electronic configuration. In ground state, what you can see? In ground state, they require one electron. Just see, this is px, this is py, this is pz. Okay. So in pz orbital, they require one electron. Okay. So in this condition, in ground state, they will exhibit the -1 oxidation state. So -1 oxidation state is exhibited by all halogens. Okay. In addition to the -1, in ground state, they will exhibit the +1 oxidation state also. They will give this electron. So they will exhibit the +1. But remember, fluorine will not do. So I wrote here +1 oxidation state by all halogen except fluorine. Means in ground state, they can exhibit 2 oxidation state. -1 in almost every condition. And in some cases, they will exhibit the +1 also. Okay. Now just try to understand. Suppose if from ground state, I am bringing them to the excited state. So excited state is this one. Now here what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. This is ground state. Now suppose excited state 1. So the one electron of this one pz will go to here. Now what is their normal oxidation state now? How many unpaired electron is there? +3. 1, 2, 3. 3 unpaired electron. So +3 oxidation state. +3 oxidation state. Okay. Now try to understand. So +1 I explained, +3 I explained. Now right here excited state 2. Okay. So just see, for excited state 2, px paired electron, you have to jump from here to here. Okay. So now how many unpaired electron? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now in this condition, they will exhibit the +5 oxidation state. What they will exhibit? +5 oxidation state. Now you bring excited state 3rd. So now this ns electron will also be unpaired, and now it will go here, d orbital. Okay. Any nd orbital you write. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now their oxidation state is +7 now. Okay. So just try to understand. Here I have explained you how halogens are exhibiting the +1, +3, +5, +7 oxidation state. They are exhibiting because of the availability of vacant d orbital. Suppose this vacant d orbital would not have been, had they been shown this one oxidation state, they could not. Okay. So try to understand, their positive oxidation state is because of the availability of vacant d orbital. Fluorine could not exhibit positive oxidation state and +1, +3, +5, +7 because it hasn't got the vacant d orbital. So this is the oxidation state of halogens. So dear cadets, if we summarize the oxidation state of halogen, we would have like that condition. Fluorine, this is chlorine, this is bromine, and this is iodine. Last one extra time we are not writing. So fluorine only exhibit the -1, chlorine -1, +1, +3, +5, +7. What about bromine? This is -1. Okay. Now +1, +3, +5, +7. What is this one? This is -1, +1, +3, +5, +7. Okay. So if you see carefully, only fluorine is exhibiting -1. So this is all about the oxidation state. Now chemical reactivity. So now chemical trends. As far as the chemical reactivity of halogen is concerned, halogens are the most reactive element as a family. Okay, why? Are you getting my point or not? Means as far as the family means group is concerned. So this is the group which is highly reactive or most reactive. Why? So halogens are the most reactive elements as a family. This is because of the two reasons. Okay, the first one is the high negative electron gain enthalpy. Okay, means what is their electron gaining tendency is more. Here we are not comparing the halogens, we are comparing the halogens with other group. Are you getting my point or not? That is why here I wrote halogens are most reactive element as a family. Why? So halogens are the most reactive elements as a family due to two reasons. Means if you compare 16 group, 15 group, are you getting my point? 12 group, 13 group, okay, 14 group. So as a family their electron gain enthalpy is very high, means their electron gaining tendency is very high. So since they gain electron easily, that is why they are more reactive. Okay, taking and giving of electron, that is the parameter to be reactive. So since they are non-metal, so we are considering here their electron gaining tendency. If they would have been metal, we could have judged on the basis of their electron donation capacity. Okay, so their electron gain enthalpy is very high, that is why they are reactive. Second one is their less bond dissociation enthalpy. There is a second parameter to be reactive, that is bond dissociation enthalpy, means amount of energy required to break the bond. Okay, if this value is less, so at room temperature only they will gain energy and they will dissociate and they will be reactive. Okay, in molecular condition they are not reactive, in atomic state only they are reactive. Like suppose I wrote here F2, means F single bond F is there, here Cl single bond Cl, here Br single bond Br, here I single bond I, here H single bond H, O double bond O and triple bond N. So try to understand. If you compare, these are the halogen, F2 to I2, F2 Cl2 Br2, they are halogen, H2 O2 N2, they are other element. So you see halogens, their bond dissociation enthalpy is less. Hydrogen 458 kilojoule mole, O2 495, now N2 951. And see, as compared to them, their bond dissociation enthalpy is very less. I am comparing all halogen with H2, O2 and N2. I am not comparing halogen, particular halogen with other halogen. Okay, among the halogen, fluorine has got the least one. Okay, just see 158. Okay, so try to understand their bond dissociation enthalpy is also less. Now here basic question arises, why halogen have got the less bond dissociation enthalpy? The halogens have got the less bond dissociation enthalpy because their size is small. Take one particular halogen X and X. Okay, so as compared to H2O, means hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen, halogen size is small, and around halogen what is there, 3 lone pair is there or not? And in XX bond what would be there? This is the bond pair, that is why we are writing X single bond X. So since the size of halogen is small, size of halogen is, here you can write, since size of halogen is small, size of halogen is small, hence their bond pair and lone pair both repel each other, hence bond dissociate easily. Okay, this lone pair they are very close, size is small, so the lone pair repulsion and lone pair bond pair repulsion is there. This lone pair will repel bond pair, so the bond which is formed between X and X, this will become weak. So when it become weak, very easily it will be dissociated and they will be reactive. So because of these two reasons, halogens are highly reactive. Another question arises here, why is fluorine bond dissociation enthalpy is less? So among the halogen, fluorine is the smallest size. So the lone pair bond pair repulsion magnitude is more, that is why fluorine bond dissociation enthalpy is least, okay, and this is the only reason, that is why it is highly reactive, because its bond dissociation enthalpy is least. So greater the bond dissociation enthalpy, lesser will be the reactivity. Lesser the bond dissociation enthalpy, greater will be the reactivity. So this is the answer. Remaining question we'll discuss tomorrow. So today's duration is over. Thank you.